Hey, what's going on, guys? Chris NY Sports here, coming at you with another predictions video for the upcoming 2018-19 season, NHL season. In the background, I just have some all-star teams going at it, so we're going to get right into this. I did 10 bold predictions, and let me be clear, if your favorite team, if I don't have a bold prediction for a player on your team or your team, I apologize, but I didn't really want to do 32 bold predictions, one for each team. That'd be a very long video, and it'd be long for me to record and then edit, and so I just minimized to 10, and I got as many teams as possible. I did get a few teams twice, I think, or players on a team twice. And let me start by saying this is in no specific order. I just thought about these, and I thought about different teams and individual players, and kind of got creative. You guys will see during the video. So let's get started. Bold prediction number one for the 2018-2019 season. We're going to start with the defending Stanley Cup champion, the Capitals. And let's say they repeat as Stanley Cup champions. And I probably should have started off by saying this first. Bold predictions are predictions that most people don't see happening, but it's not out of the ordinary if they do happen. So we're going to start off with the Capitals repeating as Stanley Cup champions, and Ovechkin gets his second ring in as many years. I mean, I don't have that happening. It would be very tough because there's a lot of good teams in the Eastern Conference, and there's a lot of good teams in the league overall. And divisions, conferences, it doesn't matter. There's so much talent on teams all across the board. You know, the worst teams last year got a lot better this year, and that leads me right into bold prediction number two. My second bold prediction is the Buffalo Sabres and the Arizona Coyotes both make the playoffs this year. I could have separated this into two different ones, but I feel like that'd kind of be cheating the system, so I had them as one. Buffalo, worst team in the league last year. Arizona, we all know how they started. Absolutely dreadful, but they have a lot of young talent. Buffalo got Rasmus Dahlin. The future is bright for both of these teams, and they're taking a first step this year, and they can make a very big first step if they do both make the playoffs. And especially for the Sabres, it is very doable because of the division. Sabres have the likes of the Senators, the Canadiens, and the Red Wings in their division. They could very well find themselves in a wild card spot, or at least in the hunt in this season. And same goes for Arizona. So don't count either one of them out. And that's my second bold prediction for the season. Let's get to number three. And speaking of the Western Conference, bold prediction number three is that the Ottawa Senators' Erik Karlsson will be traded to a Western Conference team. There have been reports that the Canucks, the Stars, I've heard Vegas, are all interested in Erik Karlsson. His contract is up at the end of the season, and it's not looking pretty. Nothing's really looking pretty right now in Ottawa. Let's say that their captain, their best player, their franchise player, Erik Karlsson, will be traded to a Western Conference team in this season before the trade deadline. I say earlier than the trade deadline, and just ignore those messages up top. I don't know who that is. Anyway, I say I should have probably put a timeline, but we'll say by New Year's. So that's a really bold prediction. So I'm going to actually change that up. So Erik Karlsson will get traded to a Western Conference team before New Year's. That's my third bold prediction of the season. On to number four. Number four, the Vegas Golden Knights, after making the Stanley Cup final in their first season, their inaugural season in the NHL, they're going to miss the playoffs. That's another bold prediction, that the Vegas Golden Knights will miss the playoffs in the 2018-19 season. They lost a lot of faces in the offseason. They brought in Paul Stastny, but they did miss. They lost a lot. And now, just coming out today, at the damn recording this, Nate Schmidt suspended for the first 20 games for the use of PEDs. That's going to take a toll for the first 20 games. But again, I think this team is still very talented, and they still will. They obviously, I can't see them doing as well as they did last year. But I still think they could squeak into a playoff spot. But hey, a bold prediction says they're not going to. So halfway through, well, now we'll be halfway through, on to number 5 on my bold predictions list. We're going to get into some individual awards, and number 5 brings Roman Josi into the picture. I have him winning the Norris with my bold predictions. And the reason why I have this bold is because a lot of people overlook Roman Josi. When you think of Nashville's defense, he's obviously one of the better ones. He's the captain. But I think you think of keep PK Subban first because of his outgoing personality. But don't overlook Roman Josi, who I don't believe has won a Norris. I don't even remember him being in the running. I mean, there's so much talent on the blue line in the league. However, Roman Josi is an underrated and overlooked defenseman who's never won the Norris Trophy until this season, according to my bold predictions, guys. Now we're going on to number 6. Number 6 is now shifting from the Norris Trophy to the Calder, and then we're gonna combine a couple. I have Philip Zadina winning the Calder, and also a bold prediction: he scores 40-plus goals this season. That's going to be crazy for a rookie to come into the league and score 40-plus goals and win the Calder. Now, I wanted to put that Rasmus Dahlin won't win the Calder, but instead, I thought this would be a little better one, a little more detail with the goal scoring as well. Hey, it could happen. He could very well win the Calder. I think people's first choices are Rasmus Dahlin, and I don't think anybody would see Zadina scoring 40 goals. Maybe not be surprised, but I don't think you would expect him. Maybe 25 to 30 goals. At first I wanted to have this at 30, but then I thought, dude, this is bold predictions. You got to be bold. So I put 40 goals. So Philip Zadina scores 40 goals, and that brings home the Calder Trophy for him, best rookie in the season. Moving on to number 7. So we've gone from the Norris Trophy to the Calder, now to the Selke Trophy. And I'm going to have that Kopitar, Anze Kopitar, the LA Kings, and Patrice Bergeron, the Boston Bruins. Neither one of them is going to win the Calder. For the past 6 years, it's been those two that have won. I think Bergeron's won it 3 times or 4 times. Kopitar's won it twice or 3 times. Kopitar just won it last year. But I don't have either one of them winning this season. There were a couple new faces brought into the talks of Selke, but in the end, it was Kopitar and Bergeron, the finalists yet again, but not this year. That will change at the end of the 2018-19 season. We're getting down to the end, guys. Final 3, number 8 on my bold predictions list. For the final 3, it involves Canadian teams, so we're going to start with the Oilers and Connor McDavid. He won't be leading the league in scoring. I mentioned before, there's so much talent in this league, and especially young talent in the league nowadays, led by Connor McDavid, who I think everybody's going to have him winning the lead in the league in points, having more than 100 points. He said he's worked on scoring more this season, even though he had like 40 goals last year, which is crazy to think that you want to work on scoring after the amount the season he had. But we're gonna show some of the other talent, not Connor McDavid. Likes of Austin Matthews, Patrick Laine, the list could go on and on. But Connor McDavid won't be leading the league in points this season at the end of the season, guys. Final 2 predictions, 2 more. Number 9 coming up. Remember how earlier I said that nothing's really pretty going on in Ottawa? Yeah, this bold prediction will just specify that. We're going to have Austin Matthews and John Tavares, both, not combined, individually, will have more points than the whole Ottawa Senators team by the end of the season. In my predictions video, I had the Ottawa Senators I have them as the worst team in the league. I believe I gave them like 66 points. And if that's the case, Tavares and Matthews can both very well get over that. Again, let me specify this. It's not individual. It's not together. So if Tavares only gets 40 and Matthews gets 30, even though that's 70, that won't cut it. They're both going to have to get over the amount of points the whole Senators team is going to have, not combined individually, but it could be done when you have power play time included. If you have them on both lines, if you have them on the same line sometimes, the offense up and down the lineup in Toronto is just deadly. And everything's in shambles in Ottawa. So that's bold prediction number 9, and we're looking at the last bold prediction. If my first bold prediction doesn't come to reality and the Capitals repeating, then a Canadian team will finally bring home a Stanley Cup for the first time since 1993. And the Montreal Canadiens did it. However, I don't think it's going to be Montreal, but a Canadian team will finally bring home Lord Stanley. Lord Stanley Cup will come home to Canada, somewhere in Canada, east or west. It doesn't matter, guys, but that is my 10 bold predictions. I could have done more. I know I left some players out. I left some teams out. But I think this is a pretty good list, and it's going to be fun to be looking back at the end of the year and seeing if I was right or if I was wrong. If I'm right, then I look like a genius because they're bold. If I'm wrong, okay, because I don't think any of these would easily be happening, and I don't think many people would be seeing a lot of these shaping up to be by the end of the season. But who knows? It's fun to do, and they're bold. That's why they name bold predictions. So, guys, hope you enjoyed another video out of the way before the season starts and before NHL 19 comes out. One more to go, and that is my individual award trophy winners for the 2018-19 season. I hope you enjoyed. They're gonna be different. So for like the Calder, I might not pick Philip Zadina. I don't know. I still want to look up some things over. I might not pick Roman Josi for Norris. So just keep that in mind. Don't say, oh, you said Yosi's winning the Norris and you picked Drew Doughty. You don't know. I don't know. But we're going to do that. That'll be the last video that I want to get up before NHL 19 comes out. Guys, it's really close. It is really close. It's less than 2 weeks away. And I just found out that I'm off the Saturday after it comes out. So I'm pumped for that. I don't have to work. I could come home Friday night, play it all night, record a bunch of videos with my friends, and post them all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and just for the next year. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Be on the lookout for the next video, the individual awards like I mentioned before. If you guys missed any of my prediction videos, there is a playlist up on my channel with all of them. Whichever one you missed or just want to rewatch, you can go right ahead. It's all on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know by leaving a like. Hit that like button. Leave a comment with your predictions, your bold predictions for the season, and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so you know when I put out a video and you can be the first to watch it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.